know most of you, and I don't know personally those that are on this panel with me today, but what I can say is that despite my ignorance to your personal lives, I know one thing is for certain, and that is we're all pro-Israel, and that by itself matters. And because of that, we're bound together. I am a Texas boy. I was born in Lufkin, Texas, and moved to Louisiana when I reached my 10th grade year of high school. And when I got to Louisiana, I met a man. His name now is Bishop Darren Sofas Sr. It was then pastor, but he's been elevated. And Pastor Sofas, Bishop now Sofas, he loved the state of Israel. And the amazing thing is that in New Iberia, Louisiana, the topic about Israel is very rare. You know, you're in a small town that's near, about 2 hours away from New Orleans, Louisiana, which is about an hour from Baton Rouge, which is the next biggest city, in Lafayette, about 10 minutes down the road. And for an African-American pastor to discuss such a topic and be so excited and energized about it, you're looking at a rare phenomenon. And he would bring in rabbis, and he would host conferences, Hebraic conferences, to inspire us and teach us and educate us on our Jewish roots, so that we would understand biblically how we are related. And everyone would call him crazy. No one would show up. The only people that would show up were the ministers that he made come. And, you know, and there were times where even, you know, the members would, you know, say things, you know, Pastor, why are you doing this? You know, why are you doing this? And he would always respond, he would say, because you don't really know who you are in God if you do not know your Jewish brothers and sisters. And so then, 15 years old, you know, I continued to listen, and it began to sink in and make sense for me. You know, at 11 years old, I began to preach. I became a minister at 11 and was licensed at 14 and was ordained as a reverend at 20 years old. And I had to find my place, you know, and literally come to grips with, okay, who am I? What do I represent? And what would be my message? You know, what would be, you know, the character that I embrace in my own personal life? And so I, you know, went to college, Grambling State University, a place where everybody is somebody. And going to Grambling, there were a lot of opportunities afforded, and I received an email, and it was from Andy Aarons. Andy, you know, he reached out to everybody. He had a national campaign going. You know, even though he, you know, represented the HBCUs, I think he tapped into everybody's colleges at some point. But Andy reached out to me and asked me to come to policy conference. And like most people, my initial response was a free trip to DC. And I love DC. I want to live here. And so I said, yes, I'll come. And that was without even reading what he was asking me to come to. And when I read and researched and went on the website and, you know, and read some of the information that he sent me, I found out more and more how excited I was to come to policy conference, because I was coming to something that, to some degree, I was interested in. And to some degree, I had some type of affiliation with prior. And so came to policy conference, and I paused for a second because that's literally how I looked when I walked in the arena, and it was absolutely the biggest conference I ever been to. And this was last year, you all. I'm not old, and this was last year. And so I came in and seen all of the screens on the walls and all of the people walking in, and it amazed me to see so many people come together for one cause, for one state, for one love. and that is that we may see the nation, the state of Israel, safe and secure. And that inspired me. And so I went through. Of course, I was excited because Vice President Biden was going to be here too. So, and so I was really excited about that. And, and they changed it up last year. The bathrooms were closer to the stage, as were this year. They put them in the back. So I had a system going that every time someone famous got on the stage, I went to the bathroom. So that when they came off stage, I could get a picture. And so I did that, and I listened and I listened and I listened, and I was inspired more and more and more. And anybody who knows me personally knows that I love to network, and when there's an opportunity, I jump on it. And so I overheard a conversation that there was a trip to Israel. And anybody who knows me knows that I love to travel. And anytime I hear the word free, if you love free, raise your hand. And so they said there's a free trip to Israel, and so I begin to process everything, and so I start running to the right people and letting them know I wanted to go to Israel. I wanted to have this experience because though from 15 years old to now,